So, all of these feminists coming into everything, including video games, as Kenji has predicted so much, you might be wondering if there are any sorts of a feminist gamer manifesto. Well, I think, my friend, I have found the Feminist Gamer Manifesto, and today I'm gonna read it with all of you guys and laugh myself out loud. Video games are boring. Yes, that's right. Video games are boring, said by a feminist. Now, don't get me wrong, I share some of the sentiments. The AAA games have stagnated with less and less innovation coming every year. However, to say that video games in general are boring when you have like millions and millions of them on the option, I am actually interested on what you think or why you think that this is the case. What kind of manifesto will this article bring in? What kind of actions that this manifesto will bring into the table? Well, let's find out.
Video games are bigger than movies. Everyone's a gamer. I have devoted my life, no exaggeration, to video games for 14 years, working on titles such as Company of Heroes, A Few Assassin's Creed, and Child of Light. But everywhere I go, I meet people who don't like video games. Most of my friends don't like video games, and one of my favorite things when I'm meeting a new person is to watch them squirm, to struggle to relate after I mention I work in the video game industry. They'll mention some old game they used to play, try to say something nice about it, and then confess that they don't play video games.
Well, that's because you're hanging in the rich, prosperous family off of Silicon Valley whose life is so freaking privileged that you have absolutely no other toys to play with. Oh god, I have a Lamborghini Anconian. I have the latest video game platforms, and yet life is so goddamn boring. Video games are boring. I am too busy grabbing people by the pussy and ranting to asses of how sexist their advertising are.
Meanwhile, our lives have changed radically compared to our parents' lives. As we adapt to new technologies, our lives are becoming increasingly fragmented, multifaceted, interactive. Linear novels and films are less relevant now for reflecting our realities. What forms of art and entertainment are most relevant now? College? Memoir? No. It should be video games. Interactive entertainment. Yet, many people don't like video games. Why?
When you were born as a baby, has the doctor successfully removed the fisheye lens that your mom gave to you? How narrow is your perception of the world for you to genuinely believe that many people don't like video games? Isn't it maybe because that you're hanging out with your feminist and Tumblr right cliques that are so rich and wealthy to the point where disgusting peasant things like video games are worthless of them touching? Video games! Ew!
Ew!
Razor Mouse! Ew! Garbage! Throw it away! Acid Zen Book 3! Sexist! Racist! Misogynist!
I hate all these damn rich people.
To put it simply, these people are rich. And they absolutely loathe cheap stuff. Congratulations to the 1% of the population. You've managed to get your voice heard by tons and tons of people, including the peasants, who hopefully don't go coming into your ivory tower and burn it down.
Groups of experts and groups of people who are similar to each other get stuck. People who are similar to each other think similarly, draw on the same knowledge base, and approach problems from the same angles.
You know, like the labor workers off of Inukshuk, the kind of future that you're asking for. There's no creativity that can be produced through hive mind indoctrination. And to that, I say, I cannot agree with you more on that.
Look, I hate purity. I hate goodness. I don't want virtue to exist anywhere. I want everyone corrupt.
Well, I ought to suit you then. I'm corrupt to the core.
There's even a further psychological effect where an individual in a group of similar people will have fewer good ideas than the same individual in a diverse group.
This links into an article that is literally titled, How Diversity Makes Us Smarter. I agree, diversity does make us smarter. If we come in together and have different ideas and different trail of logic and mindset on different issues, maybe we can learn in new and additional perspectives rather than having just one that we should agree on and create an unhealthy hive mind and echo chamber. Oh wait, the article refers to the diversity of race, ethnicity, gender, and sexual orientation. My bad. I thought you actually have points in there.
どうしてこんな社会になっちゃったのかしら。
あんたの頭がどうしてそうなっちゃったんだよ。
The article also straight up said,
This is not only because people with different backgrounds bring new information. Simply interacting with individuals who are different forces and group members to prepare better, to anticipate alternative viewpoints, and to expect that reaching consensus will take effort.
I can confirm to you that this new information that they're referring to here is not the kind of information that would bring contribution into the work in hand, not even socially. It's the kind of thing that will be gained through training and effort and lots of studying. Which you rich posh kids from Silicon Valley absolutely loathed, do you?
If there's any workforce full of people who are similar to each other, it is the video game industry workforce. We are mostly men, mostly white.
Oh, shut up. Go to Japan and open up your eyes. Your tunnel vision is incredibly toxic.
And even more importantly, we are mostly gamers. Could it possibly be that maybe, just maybe, we could be missing something? Maybe everything we know is wrong.
Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
No, you are missing something, lady. You miss perspective. And I can give it to you. With pleasure.
Everything I know is wrong.
A surprising, marvelous display of self-awareness.
3 years ago, for the first time, my friends who don't like video games started to ask about video games. This was because they were starting to buy tablets, and some of them were getting cast-off consoles from neighbors or family members who upgraded.
Filthy casual peasants.
This was very exciting for me. I thought maybe I would finally be able to share the thing I love with the people I love. Spoiler, I was wrong. They didn't become gamers after they played the games I recommended. But something interesting did happen.
Oh, are you telling me that people at the Rich Privileged Kids Club have different hobbies and interests? Really? Oh, really?
Really?
My closest friend, my cousin Christina, has been perhaps the most hostile towards my affection for video games. She's an art historian who loves contemporary feminist art, and she sees me as a designer, but not a game designer.
I think I can see the problem there.
When I would message her stressed out about work, she wouldn't offer her support. Instead, she would encourage me to quit and go back to school to study interior design or industrial design. She thought I was wasting my life in the video games industry.
Wow. There's another person who has that same tunnel vision that you have. Has this person ever looked outside and find out that the video game industry is one of the most profitable industries ever? You literally referenced it in your intro when you could have said this to your friend, but nice try, I guess.
And then one day, she started to ask about video games. I was thrilled, of course. I recommended Journey. It seems like the natural fit. To my surprise, she didn't finish it. She didn't like it that there's a snake that can kill you. It's not that it's too hard. It's that she's deeply uninterested in being attacked in a game.
These 1% rich kids have an emotional body armor so fragile that fictional characters attacking them is considered a threat. This is their mindset. There's a good reason why these people write about why Dead or Alive Extreme 3 is a sexual assault simulator. You know, America might be the best country ever, but it is so ridiculously prosperous, it resulted in rich kids with the psychological body armor of a snowflake.
I must be the luckiest girl in the world.
So I started testing games on my friends who didn't like video games to see what they would like and dislike. One night, I decided to have built enough trust with Christina to recommend my favorite game, Skyrim.
Ah, yes, let's talk about Skyrim. It's one of my favorites as well, except you really have to mod the living hell out of the game to actually make it halfway decent. Vanilla Skyrim is just bleh.
She googled it and texted me back something like, I don't know what you would think I would play this. I don't watch Game of Thrones. I don't like swords. I don't like fighting. I don't like dragons.
Your friend sounded like a very fun person to hang around with.
I told her she would hate the first bit for the dragon, but just to get through it and then give it a chance and get back to me with her thoughts. I never heard back. 3 weeks later, my phone rang. No one ever calls me because they know I don't answer, but I glanced down and I saw Christina's name on the screen. My stomach sank as it occurred to me that there must be some kind of family emergency. I answered, and Christina was crying. She said to me, Lydia died.
That is the funniest story I have ever encountered in my entire life. Lydia! An AI companion in Skyrim who barely has any sort of backstory, just accompanies you through battle. She died. And she burst out in freaking tears to the point of calling her friend for emotional support. Oh my god. These people are too much of a fragile snowflake. It is actually hilarious. These snowflakes are so fragile that just a tiny bit of provocation from Skyrim is enough to burst them into tears.
I find her behavior disruptive, ma'am. Disruptive to the agenda.
And the funniest part? She's a console peasant. Lydia died and you cried so much to the point of calling your friend. Holy goddamn first world problems. All hail extensible followers framework. Also, Lydia is your waifu? A little overrated, but whatever, your choice. I prefer Miol. It takes effort on recruiting her, but her accent. Oh my god, her accent is waifu material. Also, Ayla, that really sexy outfit just... Also, Nexus, Zarna is a little overrated. Stop preaching to our choir, please.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but it's evident that your fantasies are completely incoherent.
We have no Lydia in our family. She was talking about the character in Skyrim. For 3 weeks she had been playing Skyrim obsessively. And now she accidentally killed Lydia. And she didn't have a recent save game.
Wait, so you're saying that all of that is your own goddamn fault? If she's being killed by a dragon, I at least would have understand, but it's her own goddamn fault. Schadenfreude is a very wonderful term. I must have butchered the pronunciation in that one.
Christina said to me, through her tears, that she didn't realize that you could develop an emotional attachment to a character in a video game. She didn't realize that you could create your character and exist as a version of yourself in a world full of characters whom you care about. I had never realized that she didn't know this, because I knew this so deeply. She said to me that for all these years, it wasn't that she didn't like video games, it was that she didn't know what they were.
We're gonna need to fix Doctor Strange's arms. This person's eye is so narrow, it would perfectly require an extensive surgery.
So my cousin loved Skyrim. My friends who don't like video games might like video games. This changed the whole focus. I helped make Child of Light. I thought my friends would like it, but I never showed it to them while it was in development. And when it came out, to my surprise, my friends didn't like Child of Light either.
Child of Light was alright. It has nice turn-based RPG elements and gameplay, and I enjoyed it personally, but yeah, it could have been so much better in a lot of parts. If this is your game, good job on making a decent one. Hopefully your next game would be great.
And the truth is that Christina stopped playing Skyrim pretty soon after Lydia died.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Because she truly doesn't like swords, nor fighting, nor dragons.
Okay, the writer must have been lying then. If you haven't played Skyrim, Lydia is one of those companions that takes quite a while to recruit. So, in order to recruit Lydia, you need to go to Bleak Falls Barrow, right here. Get to the dungeon and take the Dragonstone. Go to Whiterun to report about the dragon findings. Give the Dragonstone. Get out of Whiterun to fight your first dragon. Report the entire thing to the Jarl of Whiterun. Then, for some reason, the Jarl will turn a complete stranger that he just met into his Thane. And you can finally get Lydia. I don't know, the world of Skyrim is just full of gullible dumbasses. Now, I don't recommend you guys to just, rush through all of that just to get companions. Easier companions to get would be Faendal, who is in Riverwood, and it's just totally freaking awesome, who can actually teach you archery for money, and the quest is very simple and stays in Riverwood. In Whiterun, the first big city that you're gonna enter, you can hire Janasa with cash, or Brawl with Ulfgerd and the Battered Mare. These are the quickest and easiest companions that you can take, 2 of which are females. So even if you lost Lydia, there are a couple of options for you to take, female companions. Lots of the Thanes are actually female, but, that's the kind of knowledge that gamers know and not developers. Isn't that right, Remy Ismail?
And 3 years have gone by, and there is still no game that resonates with my friends. In Tim Gunn's words, this is a design failure and not a customer issue.
Wait, are you seriously blaming Skyrim, one of the most critically acclaimed video games of all time, as a result of your friend not having fun with your game instead of your own friend?
I love video games, and I love to work with people who play video games. But when I listen to Christina describe the video games she says she wishes she could play, The video games that she says she wishes existed. Games that would sound extremely boring to most gamers, but interesting to most of my friends. I realize that I too would love those games so much more.
Here's the Feminist Gamer Manifesto, ladies and gentlemen. Make boring video games that will only resonate to the 1% of the total population of America. There is a good reason why these people despise video games. Because they're the top tiers on the upper echelons of society, and video games are enjoyed by the bottom class peasants. They want to make video games to be on the upper class tiers of entertainment. And they're gonna do it by whining on blog posts and finding games to be not sophisticated or immature enough to our taste of the rich posh kids at Silicon Valley.
These damn rich people.
Listening to Christina made me realize that I hadn't been having good ideas. I realized that I had been working with people who think too similarly to myself, who draw the same cultural references, geek culture, who uses the same game design theory that was developed mainly by white male gamers for white male gamers.
Okay, I take that back. Maybe Doctor Strange is unable to help us to carve out of the tunnel vision that this lady have. We're gonna need to take the lenses out of their eyes through their tears. What's the current news for today? Donald Trump got elected for president.
It has to be a joke. I do not believe this is happening. I'm literally about to fucking kill myself, and I'm not kidding. You better fucking fix this shit right now.
I realized that I was stuck. This is what happens when everyone is the same as each other. We make boring things.
Yes. You specifically are stuck. You are stuck in this echo chamber of white male people that you have clearly despised so much, you seriously think that games made by white male gamers are clearly only for white male gamers. I love Skyrim. 50 plus mod Skyrim, but Skyrim nonetheless, and it was made by Bethesda. I do not give a damn if the game is made by white people. I give a damn if the game is good. And yet for some reason you give a damn that the game is made by white people. How are you a game developer? Maybe you're not a game developer. Maybe that's just a label you slap and what you actually do is sit on a corner and do nothing.
What the fuck have you done lately?
And my friends are still asking about games. The interest is still there. And finally, I came to the realization that it wasn't about convincing my friends to play games I liked elements of and hoping they would like elements of them too. It wasn't about answering them. It was about asking them. It was about really talking with them and then making a game that they would like so ridiculously much that they couldn't help but to play it.
I'll tell you a little bit of story of how I got into animes, because yours truly has not jumped into the anime realms until about a year ago. I know, I'm a recent fully fledged weeboo, so definitely not a veteran at this. Speaking of weeboo, this fan art is fantastic. Thank you so much, Sayale. Anyway, I don't like animes that contain magical elements in it, and there are like tons and tons of animes that has those. No. I prefer sci-fi animes. I prefer hardcore sci-fi animes. So when I look out for animes, I stay away from the magical stuff, and I keep my focus on sci-fi, because that's a genre that I love, and animes have plenty of that. That's what I call taste. And it's something that you and your friends need to redefine. There are so many genres of video games. If you like the casual games, that's fine. If you like the hardcore games, that is also fine. If you don't like either, and you don't like video games in general, that is also fine. However, when you say that your friends have searched hard for games that resonate with them and their personality and you still couldn't get them, that says to me, either your friend is not looking hard enough, or your friend hasn't even looked at all. There are millions of games and indie games on Steam. Go and find them. You might get the ones that you're looking for.
So why don't my friends like video games, and what would they like?
Excellent question. Please do go on.
When my friends talk about why they don't like video games, they're talking about three things. The most important thing is that they think video games lack depth. They say things like, unlike books or films or podcasts with video games, I don't learn anything or change as a person.
That means that video games aren't for you, and you should just go away. Don't shape and bend things to cater specifically into you and you only. Just because I don't like to play the guitar doesn't mean I should bend it into a piano. Speaking of piano, do you mind if I take a break for just a moment? back into the video. Where are we?
Secondly, on a surface level, they're also often just flat out repulsed with video games.
Go on.
Few women, for example, are gonna play video games with terrible portrayals of women.
We've been through this tons and tons and tons of times. There are tons of games with great women in there. Go and seek for them, please.
They say things like, they insulted me, or my demographic.
The rich, posh kids, 1% of America must have been populated with thousands of Zarna Joshi.
This is disruptive personal attacks. Have her removed, please.
They seriously blame women dressing sexily as an attack on their gender. You overly sensitive snowflakes should be put in a nearby asylum.
And thirdly, they don't find their own cultural references or interest in video games.
Why should they? Why the hell should they? I mean, should Skyrim have references that pointed to my own goddamn country? No, they shouldn't. It's a video game. Wait. Cultural references? Is this why deck memes are all over Japanese video games lately?
They say things like, they ignore me, and I'm failing at things I didn't care about in the first place.
Stop. Remember when I say that the only reason why they demand representation is so that the gaming industry senpai can notice them? This article confirms every facet of it. Thank you so much.
Like a soul who doesn't know Jesus floating without purpose.
Other things that they just really don't care about. Realistic graphics. Action.
Hey, glad that you and me can find equal grounds. At least on the first part.
So my friends was not to be repulsed, to recognize their own taste, and to find depth, because we as an industry fail at the first
Stop. It's a failure because the 1% rich, privileged hipster jerks off of Silicon Valley cannot find a game that resonates with them. Talk about first world problems.
Damn these rich people.
I'm sorry, but you cannot please everybody. If you're not pleased with video games, go ride your Anconian and roleplay as Batman. Evil clowns are everywhere, for God's sake.
My friends don't get enough experience that gaming is perhaps the most powerful medium for learning and for growing and changing as a person.
How can you change? Never mind, continue.
As gamers, we know that a well-designed game mechanic can convey meaning more efficiently than novel or film. Papers, Please taught us that, Train taught us that, This War of Mine, etc.
Nice that you give some recommendations on actually good games, but I don't think that any of these games are like, it actually changes me as a person or something like that. It's just freaking video games, guys. They're great video games, don't get me wrong, but they don't change me as a person. Although seriously, go check out Papers, Please and This War of Mine. They're brilliant.
Identifying these criteria helped me understand why neither Skyrim nor Child of Light worked for my friends. Skyrim has the depth, but not the taste. Christina enjoyed playing with her identity and connecting with the characters, but she doesn't like swords, nor fighting, nor dragons. Child of Light has the taste, but not the depth. The linear story and turn-based combat didn't provide space for her to play around with the kind of questions she cares about in life.
Okay, interesting observation. What can you form based on this?
It's not enough to remove the things that my friends don't like and think they will like video games. The experience must be based in things that they care about, in problems that they have in life. It must have helped them understand their lives more. Life is really difficult, so asking my friends to what they don't like about video games is half the question.
It's not first world problem, but it's more that these people need... These people are freaking overgrown babies that need to be cuddled with. Just play the Haruhi clip again. I give up.
It's been right around 3 years since I first became a hero. I've defeated a lot of monsters and evil organizations during that time. Come to think of it, I've never heard of any other heroes doing as much as me. Not even close. Everyone in the world should know my name by now. I mean, isn't it kind of weird that I don't have any fans or anything?
I've seen B-movies with better scripting than that, Baldy. Get away!
surprised at how slowly the conversation is evolving. It's been 3 years since my friends and I bought tablets, and I've been looking for games for years. I've been bored of trying to prove my colleagues that women are human, that women aren't too predictable to study, that what women like is not less worthy, nor boring, nor wrong, nor hard to understand, that it's garbage to say that women don't need deep, rich experiences.
If you have to study to understand all of those, you need serious help.
I started my little studio because I care about video games. I care about my friends, and people like them. I want my friends to care about video games, and I want to make games that care about my friends. At my studio, we're making games for people who don't like video games because we want to break out of established paradigms. We want to think about ideas from different angles and draw on different references. We want games that aren't gritty, toxic, pseudo-realistic, pseudo-masculine nonsense, nor frustrating time wasters that leave you feeling dead inside. We want games about how each of us could be in the future, how the world could be in the future. We want games built on compassion and respect and fearlessness. This is so much more interesting.
Go ahead, do your thing. And here's the thing to all of you, these Tumblrites. This is the action that I want you guys to do. Train yourself to make video games and put your games out there to compete with other games. You're offering us a challenge? You want to make video games that break the conventional rules and standards of video game standards? Well, good. Let's compete. Let's freaking compete in this wonderful, wonderful open marketplace of video games. You want to reform the video game industry? You want to reform the video game industry to make sure that it caters specifically into you? Make different video games. Thank God some of these programmers at Silicon Valley are actually doing it. Just one simple advice. If you're doing all of this just to please yourself and each other, good luck on getting all of those money back. And good luck to even getting some audience. That's all for the video today. If you like this, you can go ahead and click the like button and subscribe for more. If you wish, you can support me on Patreon. And thanks for watching.